Everybody's waiting for the man with the bag, 'cause Christmas is here again.
Congratulations on the album. I honestly, I think it's such an eclectic choice of songs. So I've got to ask you first of all, how do you choose what Christmas songs you're going to put on an album?
It's really, really, really tough for me. I'm the guy that when people say, "What's your favorite song? What's your favorite movie?" I'm like, you're pretending like there's only 5. You know, like we're hundreds of thousands and thousands of options. And I'm, you know, as will be made evident by this interview, if you ask me a question, I'm going to give like a whole thesis. So with Christmas music, you know, there's hundreds of thousands of recordings of several hundreds of songs. So it's very, very, very hard to whittle it down. Had I had my way, Lisa, this would have been like a 20-song album with songs no one has ever heard before. But because I'm not an idiot, of course, I have to have the prerequisite songs that people are familiar with.
The one you'll remember, the best and the merriest you ever did have.
And of course, Mariah Carey, I thought she had the Christmas market totally nailed, but maybe this is you're going to be our next Mariah Carey.
I don't think anybody has ever said that, and I don't think they ever will again, but I appreciate where that's coming from. Apples and oranges. Actually, that's flattered myself. It's more like Empire State Buildings and grapes.
Why did you want to do a Christmas record, besides the fact that you have the most wonderful surname for a Christmas record?
Exactly. So, yes, of course, my last name being Criss, it's sort of an inevitable pun that I would have to employ at some point throughout my life. Well, I mean, I always tell people I'm a self-proclaimed genrephile. So I appreciate, this goes as an actor and as a musician, I love all the things that make genres what they are, and I like celebrating the things that make them unique to that genre. And make no mistake, Christmas music exists in its own sort of genre. It's an anomaly to the rest of the year, the way that we consume music, the way that we produce music. And, you know, one can't help but, you know, if you're an academic consumer of music your whole life, every December, you can't help but listen to these Christmas albums or the things that are on the radio and go, how would I do this? What would be my version of this? So this has been sort of percolating for my entire life. I've always wanted to make a Christmas album because it's a really fun exercise. I want it to be personal and be something that's very unique to me, something that's kind of weird and left to center, and says a lot about my own personal history with the holidays. And I tried to do that. I mean, that's why it's called A Very Darren Christmas.
So raise your cup and here's to all our Christmas. Cheers, warm nights and frosty.
I think it's your authenticity as well that has just garnered you so many fans over the years, many of them from those early days when we saw you in Glee. The legacy that show has left, I mean, it's just, it's an incredible thing.
I'm really lucky because, well, for a million reasons, I consider myself very lucky. But I also joined that show after it was a mega hit. So I had enough, my entire experience on that show was very much like a bird's eye view. I always felt like the outsider looking in because it was such a hit before I had anything to do with it. It'd be like, Lisa, if you and I were cast in a new Star Wars movie, there'd be no part of us that goes, look at us, we're Star Wars. You're like, no, Star Wars is Star Wars. It's bigger than both of us, but we've just been invited to join the party. Can you believe they're letting us hang out here? That's kind of how I felt about Glee.
Let's run away, don't ever look back, don't ever look back, no.
The fact that I am associated with it still kind of blows my mind a little bit. So I'm very, very, very grateful for it.
And then everything you've done since, including the incredible Versace, the assassination of Gianni Versace, has just been so amazing. It does have some people wondering whether you are going to be putting yourself into that incredible club of the EGOTs, the Emmys, the Grammys, the Oscars, the Tonys. Are you going to be an EGOT?
I think I don't know. It's not really up to me. I suppose I just have to keep making things that I like, and if along the way other people like them enough to put me in that category, great. But I think I'd be very careful to make that an explicit goal. If I can just keep working on things that I like and that I'm proud of, and hopefully add some sort of positivity to the world, then that's accolade enough.
As long as I get Christmas with you.